What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Redriveraviation. Hope you're having a fantastic day today. And today we have massive unboxing number 41 for you all. I really hope each and every one of you are excited for today's video, as we have some really exciting aircraft to take a look at here. I hope all of you are excited for this. This is going to be an awesome massive unboxing. Without any further delay, everybody, let's just go ahead and get started. Alrighty, everybody, so our first envelope comes from eBay. Have not done quite as much eBay buying lately just because of how amazing the releases have been, but this was a great opportunity, and you can even start to see it here, and I'll kind of explain it as we get it moving here. But right in this envelope, we have the GeminiJets 1:400 scale Delta Airlines Airbus A320 with the fence tips. Now, the reason I chose to get this aircraft was because I ended up doing a trade with my Aero Classics one, so I wasn't sure whether I wanted to have one or two Delta A320s because I did get the NG, same story for the 319, so I'm not quite sure what I want to do with it, but nevertheless, I'm looking forward to having this aircraft, and whether I move on from it in the future or not, we'll see. No problems with the model whatsoever, just, you know, deciding whether one or two is the applicable number, but nevertheless, let's go ahead and get started. I guess I kind of missed out on the light right there. So here's the box, of course, your typical GeminiJets box here. I think they've done two of these. I'm not sure which release it is particularly. Box is a little beat up in spots, but hey, as long as the model's intact, no problems here. This is a 2012 release from GeminiJets, and the registration I think is 373 November Whiskey. So looking forward to this aircraft. It's going to be interesting to see what it's all about. That's if I can get it open. It seems like the plastic is kind of different, so let's go ahead and take a look. So yeah, as of it says A319 on the top here, so maybe they got an A319 top and a 320 bottom. That's a possibility. It is pretty easy to get these ways mixed up, and you can see kind of where the wing mismatched, but hopefully the model will still be okay regardless of the mismatch. And here's a huge paint chip. Wow, that was not in the picture previously. We'll have to contact him and ask about that. The landing gear also is beat up a little bit, so she's seen her better days. I may just send it back just due to the condition of the model, but nevertheless we will review it as this was the intention of getting it. So let's go ahead and take a look. Alrighty, everybody, and here's the GeminiJets 1:400 scale Delta Airlines Airbus A320. A little beat up, but we'll certainly take what we can get here. It still looks pretty solid, so let's go ahead, take a look at the details, and see what it's all about. Alrighty, everybody, let's go ahead and get started. So up here at the front, you can see the cockpit windows along with the nose cone right here. You get the nose piece along with the panel right here as well. Some pitot tubes, the Sky Team logo, and then you get the L1 door. Nose landing gear. I don't have many of these models with this cool landing gear, what it looks like. It's certainly different. I have the Frontier A320 with Griswold on the tail, and I also have a United 320. So they did this for a few years, not very long. It was between the cradle mold transition to obviously the two-piece transition. So pretty interesting, but nevertheless looking good there. Got some sort of logo there for Delta in their, you know, best airline of 2012 or equivalent. Then you have the Delta Airlines billboard titles. There's that paint chip that I was talking about. It looks pretty fresh, so I'm thinking that that was during shipping, so I'll definitely have to contact the buyer and see what that's about. So hopefully we'll be able to see what we can do with that. Anyways, though, you got the first class up here, and then we got the Economy Plus behind it, and then we'll have the main cabin, so that's looking very nice. One of the coolest parts about this mold is that the CFMs are adequately sized, so that's why this is one of the OG aircraft with the rolling landing gear, excuse me. So certainly a really nice one from that aspect. You also have the flap slat and speed brakes that look really good, and there's the fence tip right there, so that also looks really good. We got the main landing gear down here. Again, the bottom one at some point got glued, so that was another detail that was not mentioned in the eBay listing, so pretty interesting right there, and maybe I missed it, so I'm not sure. I'll have to take a look. Anyways, though, we have the emergency exits, as you can see, two of them here on the Airbus A320, and then we got all these economy seats, which are absolutely gorgeous. We'd love to see that. Registration's November 373 November Whiskey. Then we have the L2 door along with the beautiful Delta tail. Kind of reminds me of the Aero Classics color a little bit. It's a little dark. That's not to say that's wrong. It's just certainly a darker shade of maroon, red, and navy. So that certainly is very interesting right there. You also have the horizontal stabilizers, the APU, and all the other applicable details. Right side of the aircraft is pretty similar, but you do have the baggage doors on this side, and also doesn't have that big paint chip up there, so that's nice. Kind of looks like it was glued almost, if all of you can see that. That's certainly interesting, so I'm not sure what's going on there, but I'll have to inquire about that. We also have this cargo door and the baggage door behind it right there. Top of the aircraft looks really nice besides the paint dents, so certainly glad that we have some going there. And the bottom also looks pretty good as well. So good looking model, glad to have it. Again, I'm not sure what the future of it will be in the collection, but we'll certainly figure it out. So glad to have it nevertheless, and we'll see what its future will be. Alrighty everybody, so our next box comes from DG Pilot. So this was during their Cyber Monday sale. They actually had, if you bought any model of whatever, any sort of model pretty much, I'm sorry, I can't say this, it's so surprising. Any sort of model with no minimum price, you got a free model. So that's exactly what we have here. I'm assuming it's probably going to be a less popular aircraft, but you know, anytime that you can get a free model for only buying one, it's like, what are you doing? So essentially I bought 2 models for $20 instead of 1 model for $40. If you want to look at it like that, I have no idea what the model is. They just threw in one, so I'm eager to see what it's going to be, and your reaction will be as good as mine. So let's go ahead, get this open, and the other aircraft that I bought I'm very excited about, as it will be a great asset at Great Plains. So let's go ahead, open this up and see what it is. So I'm going to slip the invoice because I don't want any surprises. So let's see. Oh, sick. Wow, that's fantastic. Holy crap, this is effort. Oh my gosh, I was not expecting it to be this good. We have the Polar Boeing 747 freighter in the interactive configuration. DG Pilot coming up clutch. Man, what an addition. You know, this is an aircraft I would have thought of buying by myself, but it's always one that I like the look of. So huge thank you to DG Pilot. What a fun surprise that was. Looking very, very forward to this aircraft, and it's going to be quite a talent show in the collection. So thank you so much, DG Pilot. What an awesome sell that was, and I'm looking very forward to pairing that up in my cargo fleet. That's a huge buildup. So now my Polar collection expands, just like I have the DHL hybrid. Now I have a full Polar air cargo aircraft for my fleet. And of course, we also have the other model that I bought, the Azul Airbus A350-900. Very excited to have this aircraft. This will be a talent show. So let's go ahead, take a look at this wide body, and then we'll jump into that 747. What a surprise that was. Alrighty everybody, let's go ahead and get started with the JC Wings, a 1/400 scale Azul Airbus A350-900. Really cool box right here. If you remember the China Southern A380 my mom surprised me with during Christmas last year, and yes, there will be more Christmas surprise models. Thank you, Mom, in advance. So looking forward to seeing what those are, but nevertheless, it's a similar box to that one, so it's really cool with kind of the toolbox design, if you want to call it that, or however you want to talk about it. But you also got Brazil on the top right, South America, which is awesome. Hope to visit that country in the future. Seems really cool. And 2 registrations. We got 4323. The reason that I got this was because it was the only model that I found that I really thought that could be useful. I was trying to get the most practical and coolest model, and Azul's a really cool airline, so I thought they would be great here. I completely forgot that I have the 330 Neo. Oh my gosh, I completely forgot. I would have got a different airline, but the pink livery is so different that that didn't click in my brain when I was looking for one, because I only had one day to choose, so I didn't really put too much thought into it. I was just like, let's get it so we can get the other one. But this is still a really cool plane, and it is a standard livery, so you know what? Every now and again, if you have a couple duplicates of international carriers, it happens. And again, I don't think there was another airline that I didn't have anyways that was just not like crazy obscure that made sense for Great Plains. So, and the cool part is this is a really beautiful plane, so I don't regret the purchase whatsoever, especially due to what we got from it. But obviously, it's like, dang, if there would have been another one. I'm sure there probably was 1 or 2 that could have worked, but nevertheless, it wasn't a huge selection. All the pre-orders that I wanted, I either already had or they were sold out of. But nevertheless, this is still a gorgeous airplane. It looks really nice. So excited to take a look at it and see what Azul is all about. Alrighty everybody, and here we have the JC Wings 1/400 scale Azul Airlines Airbus A350-900. What a cool aircraft this is. Very excited to have this one. A very unique addition to the collection, and another airline that I have a duplicate of. So again, wasn't intentional, but sometimes it just happens like that. So no complaints to be conducted here. Let's go ahead and take a look at this beautiful aircraft. Alrighty everybody, let's go ahead and take a look. So up here you got the cockpit windows and the nose cone. Let me know in the comments what you think of the JC Wings A350 nose cone. It's certainly an interesting topic to say the least. You got the panels, the pitot tubes. This should say like A350 or a related Azul topic there, so very nice. Nose landing gear, nose landing gear door, which has some really cool color to it, so that's very nice to see. And then of course you got right here South America with the various panels, which is one of the coolest parts of their livery in my opinion. You got one door right here, and then you're going to have Azul's first class on this aircraft. Speaking of Azul, there's their billboard titles. Nice and simple in that navy color, so I think they did a good job of representing that right here, so that looks really nice. You also got the green, the yellow, and the really dark navy on the underbelly right there. 2 antennas, one on top, one on the bottom, before you get to the L2 door. And then of course you have Brazil with the flag, which looks absolutely gorgeous. Some sort of business class should be around this area. Then you get into economy plus before getting into the economy sector. You got the flyazul.com here on the engines. The gears do pivot and roll, so that's very exciting right there. So that's really cool to see. Excuse me. And then you got the flaps, slats, and speed brakes. There's the Shotcut on the outside. And if I can get the inside, There we go. Looks really nice. So some nice color to say the least right there. Then you got the L3 door, another antenna, the Wi-Fi or SATCOM box, and the green and yellow transpires really nicely to the back right there. And then you got the last antenna before you reach the L4 door. You got a little panel door right there. Airbus A350-900. The registration of this aircraft is Papa Romeo Alpha Oscar Whiskey, so that's awesome. And of course you got the South America country right there, the map view, which is really cool. And you also got the last two to registration on the very top, the green and yellow in the horizontal stabilizers, APU, and all the rest of the applicable details. Right side of the aircraft is very similar. You do have some cargo doors though, so that's really nice. Taking a look at the top of the aircraft, it also has some really nice details, so that's certainly very exciting to see. So that looks really good. And the bottom of the aircraft is also really nice. You got the Brazil flag down there, which is really cool. Let me get that right side up. So that's awesome to see. So that looks really good as well. Ultimately, a really cool model. So glad to have this one in the fleet. Very unique one. Again, I could have thought about it a little bit more and probably could have got an airline that I don't have, but again, it doesn't register into your brain until you literally see Azul and then you're like, crap, I do have the Azul. So it happens, but nevertheless, it's certainly worth it for what we have coming up. Ladies and gentlemen, that would be the GeminiJets 1:400 scale Polar Air Cargo Boeing 747-400 freighter in the interactive series lineup. So very excited to have this aircraft. So again, DG Pilot was running a Cyber Monday sale that if you bought any aircraft, just one or more obviously, then you'd get 10% off plus a free model for the one model purchases. So it's like, this was too good of an opportunity to pass up on here. And I can't believe that turned into a 747 interactive series. I certainly wasn't expecting that. I was expecting more of like a foreign narrow body cargo aircraft, but nevertheless, it is the Polar Boeing 747-400. So very excited to have this aircraft. This will be a great asset. These do come to Dallas every now and again, I believe. So very excited to get to use it there, and it'll be great to complement the Cargo Lux Boeing 747 interactive I have. So let's go ahead and get started. So of course, standard GeminiJets box, it does have the interactive series piece right there. And then taking a look at the sides of the aircraft, certainly very nice. Here's the back, and it has that interactive piece. This was a 2021 release, so this one's actually been out and about for a while. This may have been in August or around that time frame. Here's the top of the box right there, which looks really nice, and here's the aircraft on the inside, and it already has some of the pieces inserted for us, so that's certainly nice. So let's go ahead and get it out, see how this aircraft looks, and see what we have going here with yet another interactive series airplane for the collection. So let's see what this one's all about. So let's get the plastic here, and here it is. It already has the in configuration, which is awesome. So I'll be sure to do a model review on this, so stay on the lookout for it so that we don't waste too much time putting all the pieces together. But nevertheless, this is super nice and looks really good. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. Also, you do have various other pieces in the tool piece to get the other pieces off in there as well. Also, I know this is completely unrelated to the video, but this was just tweeted. I thought this was pretty interesting. Southwest Airlines will be forced to give passengers a $75 travel credit if their flight is delayed by more than 3 hours and the delay is caused by the airline. This is part of a record $140 million fine handed by the DOT. So quite interesting right there. I know that's probably old news by the time this video is coming out, but you know, certainly very interesting to see that, and quite a piece of news right there to say the least. But nevertheless, that's not what you're here for. You're here to take a look at this model right here. And it's going to be the GeminiJets 1:400 scale Polar Air Cargo Boeing 747-400 freighter in the interactive series. Very excited to have this aircraft. This is going to be a unit. Thank you so much, DG Pilot. Eager to see what the next Black Friday sale for them will hold. But this was certainly one that was too good to pass up, and I'm so glad to have this in the fleet. So without any further delay, let's go ahead and take a look. Alrighty guys, let's see what this Polar Air Cargo is all about. So here is the panel piece right here, cockpit windows, and of course you got the nose cone. Now these pieces were probably not, you know, revised any, because this was probably one of the first releases the interactive 747 was used on, so obviously they were trying to get it just right. So you're going to see some pieces here that aren't quite as fluid as what you'd like to see, but it still looks pretty good, so no complaints right there. And then of course you got some more various panels and all the fun details. You got the nose gear with the nose landing gear door, 450 is probably the registration. Here's the L1 door, and then you got the 3 windows on top. The Polar colors do look really nice, so it's more of a mid-tone blue, so that's what we have here, along with the red line that goes right across it. You also have some other various panels for, not panels, but the lines for those applicable features on the livery or aircraft, so that's nice to see. And of course, you got the antenna up here and the wing root. Of course, it's not the prettiest on the interactive mold, but we can't complain about it because it still does look pretty good. We do have the leading edge lights, that's very nice, and we also have the air inlets, which is a really nice part of this mold, so I'm very happy and glad to see that. We do have the engine slits, look really nice in this aircraft, along with the wings for the flap slat and speed speed brake detail along with the winglet, which does look really nice. I don't have many 400s in my fleet, so certainly very glad to unexpectedly add this one to the fleet. We also have the main landing gear here on the bottom. Along with that, we also have the antennas back here, and then we do have this cargo door, which again used the tool piece. It's like a little ring piece that you put in the slot here, and then you can pull it out, so it works really well. So expect that in the model review to come, so stay on the lookout for that. We also have these ridges, which is pretty interesting here. I don't remember seeing that on my 748, so pretty interesting there. You also got the registration, which is November 405 Papa Alpha, as I was thinking. I think it says 747-400 freighter right here. That's pretty cool. Along with the L2 door, you also had the US flag right there, and then the Polar logo, which is really nice, and it looks absolutely fantastic. Let me move it over here a little bit so you can see the color a little bit better, since the lines of the window we're trying to take over in the meantime right there. It looks like this antenna fell off in the process of whatever happened, so I'm gonna have to get this antenna back, which is unfortunate. So I'll have to go find that. But nevertheless, same for these pieces. They also fall throughout here too. I found the antenna, it fell here. So let me see if I can do my insert on camera fix. It's certainly frustrating. It is what it is. I mean, you know, I can only complain so many different ways about these issues that continue to happen with quality control for both GeminiJets and NG models and other companies. The antenna has returned, so glad to get it back on there. But again, just seems like the ridges are a little much on the interactive for this particular aircraft, although I do think it's got better, so that's nice. And you can also see where we got that fully inserted there. And you also get the cargo doors on this side as well, all interactive. Top of the aircraft looks very nice right there, so certainly glad to see it. Don't want to make that antenna fall, so I won't go too crazy on it. Bottom's also really nice. Got the GeminiJets logo, those air inlets, and these pieces here too, which are also really, really good details. So really cool aircraft. Thank you so much, DG Pilot. What a surprise. This was so exciting to see, and I'm so glad to have this here. So what a nice aircraft to go with the first two. So let's go ahead and get into our next box. Alrighty, everybody, so our next box comes from West Coast Diecast. So you probably remember the last time we talked about West Coast Diecast was during that JetBlue exclusive model that we got during Airlines International 2023. So feel free to check out those videos in that JetBlue A320 Spotlight review. That was really cool. But nevertheless, you got some exciting pre-orders in here. They had some that I was looking for all in one place. So that was certainly a very nice part of this order. So very excited for this. And they also had a very good Black Friday discount. So that's exactly what we have. So there it is right there. So might as well go ahead and check out their Instagram, Facebook, and all the other pieces, especially if you live in Canada. The taxes get really good. So we have some really cool ones in here. So let's go ahead and not waste any further time and see what we have going in here. Okay. Apparently we have two high-rise JetBlues. I don't remember ordering two of them. I'm pretty sure, unless if there was a difference here, I'll have to see what's going on with that, but that certainly was not intentional. But nevertheless, we have two JetBlue high-rise Airbus A320s right here. So this is the new exclusive for Attitude models. So you remember the Spotlight that they did with Sharklets. Now we have this one. So very excited for this aircraft. Again, I don't remember buying two. I'll be sure to look. Perhaps maybe a mistake, but very excited for these high-rise Airbus A320s. So very excited for these from Attitude models. Another model that I'm very, very, very excited about right here is the Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-800, and this is in the New Mexico 1 livery. Very eager to see what the color of this is going to look like. So very eager to see how that aircraft turned out. It looked pretty good from the pictures, so we'll see what it looks like in real life. Spirit Airlines Airbus A320 with the Sharklets and the sketches with the Bear Fair livery on it. So of course I had the GeminiJets A320, and I decided to do a little flip-flop Mickey Mouse, so we're never going to pass up an opportunity to do that if we can. And then back here, we have some really exciting Phoenix models. Here's the American Airlines Boeing 767-300ER in the One World livery. Never thought that I would see Phoenix do this, furthermore, any company, but Phoenix did do it, so what an exciting time for Phoenix and that aircraft we have right there. And we also have the normal one that they did as well. So they did a 767-300 with and without winglets in the normal livery. I decided to get the without because I have two of them, and one of my Geminis was kind of beat up, so I decided to sell that one. And the with winglets one that I have is the really, really cool GeminiJets one that I have the really cool story of paying $117 for in 2013. So between that and Gemini actually used the Phoenix mold for that aircraft in 2008, I decided not to replace the winglet one. So that's why we only have the non-winglet right here, because the Gemini is really special. I might come back at some point and get the winglet one and have two of them in to finish off my 767 fleet congruently. However, we'll just see what happens. Last but certainly not least, we have a very nice piece for Retro Tulsa sneaking into the mix. A very exciting aircraft right here with the United Airlines Boeing 737-300 in the blue tulip livery, and this was the last 737-300 flight for United. It was 331 Uniform Alpha on this exact aircraft, and it was from Washington Dulles to Chicago O'Hare to Denver to Los Angeles to San Francisco. So a really cool effort right there, and this is by C Models, which is just a subsidiary of Panda, I believe, hobby scale, you know, or equivalent. So this looks really cool, so eager to see what this is all about. So with all this being said, let's go ahead and get into all these guys. Alright, Aviation J777X, I hope you're not getting tired of seeing Spirit aircraft on the channel, as he's wanted to see all of them. So here we go for the NG models, 1 to 400 scale Spirit Airlines Airbus A320 in the Bearfair Sharklet configuration. So again, this is to directly replace the GeminiJets one. Eager to see how they did on it. It should be really good. So let's go ahead, not waste any further time, get the left side open here and get the collector card as well, and go ahead and get started, man. I'm going to be able to get a really nice plane at some point with all those collector cards, which is one of the perks about NG models. Even though it's a little disorganized on how it functions, it does function. That's the objective. So here it is. It looks really good, kind of like the 319, just with Sharklets now. So let's go ahead and take a look. Also, the yellow Wi-Fi box is sick. Alrighty, everybody, and here's the NG models, 1 to 400 scale Spirit Airlines Airbus A320 with Sharklets. Really good looking aircraft. Again, very excited to have this one in the fleet, and I'm eager to see what it's all about. So let's go ahead, zoom on in, and see what it's all about. Alright guys, let's go ahead and get started. So here we have the cockpit windows right here with the nose cone that looks really good. We got the panels right here, Airbus A320, then you got the antenna on the top right here, and we also got the L1 door, so that looks really nice. Here's nose landing gear. It looks really good with the detail and also slanted forward, so that's really nice to see. Of course, we'll have some big front seats up here for Spirit, which is one of the coolest parts of the airline in my opinion. Then we'll have all the economy seats here. I think they have a couple of rows that have a little bit of extra leg room, but anyways, looking really good. Got some panels here and the various other details, so that's awesome to see. We have the Spirit here in the middle. Again, it's sketched, so this is the previous livery. The new one, as we'll see in upcoming videos, is just the full filled in one, so that looks really good right there. We got the emergency exits that look really good, along with home of the Bearfair here on the IAE engine, which is beautiful. Then we have the wing detail here for the flap slats and speed brakes, so that looks really nice. Again, emergency exits look really good. You got the howdy there on the inside of the Sharklet, and then on the outside you got spirit.com, so that's a really cool attribute of it right there. Again, main landing gear look really good along with the detail. You also got the Wi-Fi box, 2 more antennas, the rest of the economy, which looks amazing, and then you got a couple of missing windows there, which is pretty interesting. But then you got the L2 door along with the registration November 648 November Kilo, US flag. I think it said, I can't see what it says on the US flag, but it looks really nice. You got the Spirit right there along with all the details. The indentations look really good. APU, horizontal stabilizers, all the other applicable details. Right side of the aircraft also has the baggage door, which is really nice, one there, and then a little one in the back too. So what a gorgeous looking aircraft from this perspective. Top of the aircraft looks really nice, as you can see the various details. That Wi-Fi box is so cool, probably the funnest part of the model, to be honest, so very glad to get to see that. Bottom of the aircraft also looks really good. NG does a really good job on all phases, top and bottom, which is very important, and sometimes I feel like that can be took for granted, even though it's not as important as some other parts, but still is very important. So that's really fun to see, and I think they did a really good job. So ultimately, this is really cool to see. A really great job by NG right here. Love to see this, and what an effort by the boys. Alrighty, everybody, next up right here, we have the C models, or Panda models, whoever it's technically by, 1 to 400 scale, United Airlines Boeing 737-300, and this is the final Boeing 737-300 flight. So very excited to have this aircraft. This will be a really nice asset for the Retro Tulsa project. If you remember in the previous unboxings, we did get the Battleship Gray 733, so this will be a really nice one to pair with it, plus the mold's just outstanding here. So all of those reasons contributed as to why I thought this would be a smart purchase. So starting here with the box, it's certainly really nice, as you can see right here. You got the United titles right here, and then you got the United States with the titling at 331 Uniform Alpha, and then the last flights through Denver and all those cities. So that's really cool. Here's CGI Boeing 737-300. So I really like how they got all the elements of the box. They did a really good job incorporating the colors and obviously the last flight. The back here, just nice, simple United blue tulip titles. So ultimately a really good looking box, and again, this will be a very cool model right here. So eager to see what this one's all about, and it's going to be very interesting. So there she is, looking nice and cute. So again, this will be a really nice asset. I also have the Solbass 733, so it'll be exciting in the upcoming collection video. You get to see all the 733s paired up. So this one's really cool, looking very nice, and eager to see what it's all about. So let's go ahead and do that. Alrighty, everybody, and here we have the C models, Panda models, however you would like to describe it, 1 to 400 scale United Airlines Boeing 737-300 in the blue tulip livery, the final 733 flight. Very cool model for a variety of reasons. The amplitude of this aircraft looks really nice, and ultimately this is going to be a really nice addition to the collection. So let's go ahead, zoom in, and see what this blue tulip is all about. Alrighty, everybody, let's go ahead and see what this is all about. So as you can see right here, we have the cockpit windows, and then we have the various shades of blue. So you have more of your teal blue up here, and then you got the darker navy down here. So that looks really nice. Star Alliance logo, pitot tubes, and then you got nose landing gear door. Big props to the Panda. This is really flawless right here. We've seen it previously on Southwest and obviously Thai 737s, but really nice to see it again here. This might be my first 300 from them since the Southwest. So very nice to get to see that right here. Here's the L1 door. We also got the window and the lever and the various pieces right here. Then, of course, you're going to have your first class area right here, and then you'll get into the Economy Plus before the Economy. Here's the United titles right there, so obviously keeping that Solbass logo, but integrating it into a newer scheme. I personally really like it. I think it looks really nice. Get the bottom antenna before the top one. One more panel right there, and again, first class up here, a couple of Economy Pluses, then we'll get in the main cabin. You got the main engines there that also look really good, so that's nice to see. Taking a look at the fan blade as well, since we don't get to see the 300 very much, so that looks really nice to see right there. And then the pylon piece also looks really cool. I think that's one of the cooler parts of the 737 Classic line. Of course, you got the wings right here. Not quite as detailed as what I thought, to be completely honest. This is kind of interesting, but again, there may not be good enough pictures to justify how to detail that, so maybe that's a reason, or, you know, whatever the reason may be. I just thought that I would see a little bit more there, but maybe it's with the 737 Classic. That might be a contributing factor. Anyways, though, still looks good. No problem with it. A little bit of simple can't hurt. And then, of course, we got the back of the aircraft, which we had the same color scheme there until we get to the U.S. flag, and obviously the bottom antennas there too. Registration November 331 Uniform Alpha. 2 filled-in windows there, or not filled, however you want to call it. Then you got the L2 door, the lever, and the windows look really nice. This is the blue tulip tail, which looks really nice. So let me know in the comments what your favorite United livery is. I honestly gotta go Evo blue. It's grown on me so much. It's awesome. I really like it. We do have the horizontal stabilizers and the various pieces back here too. The rudder also looks really nice, and that's absolutely awesome. Right side of the aircraft's very good. You also got the 2 baggage doors, so that's really cool to see. And the landing gear do attempt the roll. They do pretty well, so can't complain with it too much. The right wing also looks pretty similar to the left. Top of the aircraft also looks very nice. No major changes there to report on. In the bottom also looks good. It's that full navy. This does have a stand hold, so that's very cool, and the rest of it looks really nice. Very cool model right here. Very glad to have it. It'll be quite the asset, and I'm looking forward to utilizing it going into the future. Alrighty, everybody, next up we have the Attitude models, 1:400 scale JetBlue Airways Airbus A320-200 with the high-rise tail in the normal IAE engine. So very excited to have this aircraft as well. I did have the Aero Classic, so that's why I chose the flip-flop to this aircraft, and I believe my discount code should still be working for West Coast Diecast. Should be Redriveraviation for 11 or 12% off, somewhere in that range. So feel free to use it if you're interested in getting this aircraft. It's a really cool one, so again, I'm very excited to see what this aircraft's all about, and it's going to be an awesome addition to the collection. So let's go ahead and get started. Box is literally pitched on. When I would think of a JetBlue box, I would think of the tail being on it. That's exactly what we have with high rise. So of course you got the tail panel, the navy panel, the green panel. So really cool to see all the various panels on there. It looks really good. Airbus A320-200, November 559, dual jet Bravo, and it also has the mismatched nose cone on this aircraft, which is really interesting. Oh, that's the difference. Okay, so I thought I only bought the normal one. Maybe I bought 2 of them, but I'll have to check in. So one of them has the regular nose cone, one of them has the mismatched nose cone. So that's the difference. So I was like, what are we doing here? So the front of the box does look the same though. It should be this one that's regular. So I'm eager to see what these 2 JetBlue 320s are all about. I completely forgot he did the the mismatch one too. So let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of the box here so we can oh, I really like that. That's really cool. Nice variety there. So it's really awesome to see the various boxes line up. And do they line up like this? I don't think they're supposed to line up like that, but they're pretty close regardless. So very eager to see what it's all about. We also got a really cool back of the box here as well with the various specifications for the aircraft. So again, very excited to see what this aircraft's all about and see how these nose cones look and the various portions of that. So let's go ahead and take a look. So again, regular nose cone here on the first one. This looks really nice, and then I'll unbox so we can take a look at the mismatched as well. So here it comes. Slowly but surely, this is one of the tightest cradles I've ever had. There we go. Seems like some of the Panda ones can be a little tougher, or the Panda Origins, if that makes sense. So here it is, the high-rise A320. This looks awesomely good, so that's really nice. So let's go ahead and put that one down, and then we'll take a look here at the mismatch. Okay, and here is the mismatch cone. So this should have the little light blue piece here at the front. And there it is. There's the little difference right there in the front. So what an interesting piece right there. So again, I don't remember buying both, but I'll have to check in to see what exactly is going on there. Alrighty everybody, and here we have the Attitude models, 1 to 400 scale, JetBlue Airways Airbus A320-200, and this has the high-rise tail on it. Very excited to take a look at this aircraft. It looks really cool, so I'm really eager to see what it's all about and see how Attitude did on this one. So let's go ahead, zoom in, and see what it's all about. Alrighty everybody, let's go ahead and get into this aircraft. So as you can see right here, we got the cockpit windows along with the nose cone, and I think it says if the blue fits right here, so that's very cool. Panel right there, and then we got the top here, which I think that's just a little piece of debris there on the antenna area. I'll have to work on that here in a moment. It seems like it's a chip somewhere maybe. There it goes, it looks a little bit better there. So I'll go ahead and work on that here in a moment though. Anyways though, we got the L1 door here with some really great detail in the window lever and those various pieces. Nose landing gear and the nose landing gear door, which look really good. Fly-fi here and the other banner that they have, so that's really nice to see. The JetBlue titles, which also look very good on this aircraft, so that's certainly very nice to see. We also have the underneath panel right there, so that's absolutely awesome. And then we have some, I think this one's probably in the core configuration, so no, it's all economy, no first class seats, although I'm not completely sure. I'm not a complete JetBlue fanatic, but I think the Aviation J777X and CLT Aviation 13 could probably nail that down for all of you. Anyways, it still looks really good though, whatever the case may be. And then of course we have the emergency exits right here, which are really good. The IAE engines, which are beautifully nice. That looks really good on that aircraft right there. I like the panel and the various pieces there. We also have the emergency exits right there, along with the flap slat and speed brake detail, which is awesome on the Panda mold. That looks really good. So very nice effort right there. We also have the Wi-Fi box, which is huge. We have 3 more antennas to round her out in the little panel right there by that bottom one, if you can see that. Registration is November 599 Juliet Bravo. We have the L2 door, Airbus A320, and again, the rest of the fuselage is really simple. We'll have a new livery JetBlue aircraft for the first time coming out, so looking forward to seeing that. So we'll really get to see what the new era of JetBlue will look like. And then, of course, we have the high-rise tail, which is awesome. I think the coloring looks really good there, so a really good job here by Attitude Models for nailing that down. We also have the horizontal stabilizers and APU detail. Right side of the aircraft is very similar. You got the top piece there, which is awesome to see, along with the cargo doors, which also look really good. The one baggage there too, so that's awesome. And before I change the camera angle, let me go ahead and bring in the mismatch so you can see the difference. So the mismatch one only has that slight detail on the underneath there where the color is. I don't know if it was like a former Stripes plane or, you know, one of the older liveries. I'm assuming that's the case. So a very interesting aircraft there nevertheless. So pretty interesting to say the least right there. And again, you have the tail, looks really nice, and all the other various components too. Top of the aircraft looks really good. You can see the various details, and ultimately they did a really good job there. And the bottom of the aircraft also looks really nice. You have obviously the landing gear doors and so many great details down there, the air inlets where they would be. So ultimately a really cool model here, and the mismatch also really cool. So definitely check that out on West Coast Diecast. Really cool planes, and definitely very glad to continue to explain the JetBlue fleet. Alrighty guys, next up we have the Phoenix 1 to 400 scale American Airlines Boeing 767-300ER, and of course this is the chrome livery with no winglets. So very eager to see what this aircraft's going to be all about. It's going to be absolutely fantastic to see what Phoenix has been up to behind the scenes. Again, very excited to finally get some more American Airlines aircraft from Phoenix, and they've really been killing it in 2023. What a unique year they've had. Nevertheless, let's go ahead and take a look at the box. So of course, you get the Boeing 767-300ER titles up there, then you got the American logo up there in the top left. There's the aircraft, November 377 Alpha November, 1 to 400 scale. American Airlines there in the middle, all the pieces. Sides look really cool too. And there's top navy, looks nice. So that's awesome to see. Back of the box, you have the silver. So certainly some very unique attributes to the aircraft in the skies that they use and all those pieces. So yeah, really eager to see how Phoenix did here. This should just be like the GeminiJets one I have, just without winglets. That's what I'm expecting. So let's see if that is such the case. And here it comes, tough to get it out there because the plastic piece is really thick on the outside right here, so it's kind of tough to get a good grab here. And not to mention, this one also has the aerials and the other pieces too, so that was another contributing factor as to why I thought it would make sense to go for this aircraft. And it also just, you know, just a refreshed version, so just take a look at that. Alrighty everybody, here we go for the Phoenix 1 to 400 scale American Airlines Boeing 767-300ER with no winglets. Very cool aircraft to see right here. It's absolutely gorgeous. So very excited to have this aircraft in the collection. I think it will be a pivotal asset moving into the future. So let's not waste any further time and go ahead and take a look. Alrighty everybody, let's go ahead and take a look at this aircraft. So starting right here, we have the cockpit windows, and you can see how nice the polish is. The pen literally just sits right on top of it, so that's really cool. Nose cone right here, Boeing 767 luxury liner, so this piece is really cool, so very nice to get to see this return on this aircraft. Nose landing gear door. Of course, Phoenix really known for this metallic piece, which is very interesting here on their landing gears, so what a unique part of Phoenix models. And one door, of course, the stubby little 767 door, how cool is that, along with the line right there. One World logo, then you got the American Airlines billboard titles, you got antennas on the top and the bottom, so that's certainly very nice to see those antennas. Then you're gonna have the first class here, and then into the economy plus before reaching economy. Again, two-piece mold here, so it looks really good. So you can see the various pieces of that right here. The leading edge light there, along with, again, the antennas that look really good. There's the fan blades right there, so very cool to get to see how great that looks right there. Emergency exits look really good, and then you got the wing detail for the flap slats and speed brakes. No winglets on this aircraft, but that'll be coming soon. And again, this is what I would expect compared to that 733, which again, there wasn't any problem with it. Just this is what I would expect for the wing details. So certainly a little bit more going on there. So that's nice to see there from Phoenix. Again, emergency exits, a very interesting outline there on the door, so it's really cool. And all of these main cabin seats, so really cool to get to see all those along with that gray piece right there. You get the underneath antenna right there, and that will do it for the antennas. Then we have the baggage door here on the left. You got the L2 door, registration November 377 Alpha November. You got the panel right there before the navy, white, and red cuts off. And then of course you get into the American Airlines tail, which does look really nice. I think the placement of the AA looks really good, so that's awesome to see. APU, horizontal stabilizers, you name it, it's got it. Right side of the aircraft is also very nice. You get the 767 luxury liner along with the rather large cargo doors here on the 767, so that's really cool to see. Also, the sizing of the antennas certainly catches my eye, so that's cool to see. This back cargo door also looks awesome too. Top of the aircraft looks really nice, not too much to report on besides how good it looks, so that's awesome to see. And the bottom right here also looks good. You got the stand hole, the various pieces, the two antennas, and the rest of what you would expect here. Really cool model here. Phoenix did a great job. Very excited that I got to enhance the fleet here with this American 767, and ultimately a gorgeous aircraft to say the least. So what a nice one, and very glad to have it here in the collection. Alrighty everybody, next up we have the engine models. 1-400 scale Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-800 in the New Mexico 01 livery. Very excited to have this aircraft. It's a really cool livery. I think I got to see it at, I have not seen this one yet. It's Nevada that I've seen a couple times, so I've not seen New Mexico yet. So on the hunt for it, came to TUL the other day, and it was beautifully lit. So it looks really cool. Very excited to have this aircraft. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. So of course, when you have a state livery, you got to have the state flag as the backdrop of the box. NG literally nailed my exact thoughts there, with the New Mexico flag as the backdrop. Then you got the CGI, Boeing 737-800, Southwest registration November 8655 Delta. NG models New Mexico 1, they really hit it out of the park with regards to the content of the special, so that's awesome to see. Back of the box, this was, of course, I think August or September 2023. So again, very excited for this aircraft. Let's go ahead, see how they did, especially on the color and what's to come here for New Mexico 1. And of course, the collector card. I honestly think they really did a good job. That looks really good to my naked eye. So that's very exciting to see. It looks really, really solid. Yeah, that looks really, really good. Maybe a little light perhaps, but honestly, that looks right on cue with how it looked to me in the pictures. So how exciting is that, guys? Alrighty everybody, and here we have the NG models. 1-400 scale Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-800 in the New Mexico 1 livery. So first and foremost, I want to say that it's coming out darker in real life than what it looks like on my camera screen. It might come out darker in the actual video itself, but I'm thinking that it's actually darker than what the camera shows, but still it looks really good. I'm personally very happy with it. I see no reason to complain about the color. It looks great to me, and I'm very excited to have this aircraft in the fleet. So without any further delay, let's go ahead and get started. Alrighty everybody, let's go ahead and take a look at this. So here we have the cockpit windows along with the nose cone. Then we have the various pitot tubes right here. New Mexico 1 right here on the front. Nose landing gear door with the 8655. Here's the L1 door along with the heart right here. And then of course the huge blown up New Mexico flag. So of course this special livery has been around for a long time. So they originally had the Nevada. Then of course they had, or sorry, time out. So they originally had the desert tail. Then they had the Canyon blue tail. Now of course they got on here to this one, I believe. So Nevada for sure has been on all of them, but I'm pretty sure New Mexico also has. So anyways, though, it looks really good on the 800s, I believe. This is its 4th iteration between aircraft types and tail fins, so that's very cool to see. Then of course you got the two antennas right there that look really good. Here's the CFM56 that looks really good. Good look at the fan blade here, because why not? really nice effort. That looks really good. Here's kind of a nice perspective of it, and the color looks a little bit better from this angle than what it does with the sun blasting. Although now that I'm really looking at it, it looks about right on the camera, so that's very exciting to see. Anyways, though, the main landing gear looked really cool as you have the yellow pieces there, so that's awesome to see. This Scimitar winglet along with the just gorgeous 737 detail here on the wing. It never gets old. They've always done a great job there, so I'm very glad to see that. Main landing gear look really good once again. Then you got the 2 antennas right there, along with the antenna above the emergency exits, then the Wi-Fi box, and the last antenna before we take on the registration November 8655 Delta, the beautiful Southwest tail with the navy, red, and yellow. And this aircraft's just gorgeous. I'm going to be using it a bunch and very excited for hopefully a Nevada release coming in the near future. Then you got the the baggage door on the right in the front, and you also got the one in the back. And let's take a look at the top and bottom. Top of the aircraft looks really good, nice and simple, some great details, so that's certainly very exciting to see. And if we take a look at the bottom, you got the air inlet, all that you'd want to see, and also the New Mexico flag coming all the way to the bottom there with the Southwest tail to finish it all off. Gorgeous effort, really great model, A+ here for Southwest and NG models working together. This is awesome, very excited to have this aircraft, and what a piece it is for the collection. Alrighty, everybody, next up here we have the Phoenix models, 1:400 scale American Airlines Boeing 767-300ER in the One World livery with the winglets. So what an awesome aircraft this is right here. So this one's really cool, as I did actually get to see this one. I remember taking a picture on my mom's iPhone 4. Yes, iPhone 4, I repeat, in 2012. It might have been 2013 when we went to San Antonio for spring break. It was somewhere around that time frame though. It was really cool to see, and this had the winglets and it also didn't have the winglets at times. So considering that Phoenix did the winglets and how great the winglets look, I think the winglet one looked the best, even though the non-winglet was also cool too. So yeah, American certainly cycled through the various aircraft types on the One World schemes. Of course, they've had the 737, 757, 767, and 777 over time, mainly just now the 737, 777, which I think is a nice balance for them. However, it is awesome to get to see the throwback here with the 767ER with the winglet. So let's go ahead and take a look. Boeing 767-300ER. So you kind of have that One World concept here with a magnified O. So that's really cool to see. Here's the logo. Here's the aircraft right here. And then, of course, you have the member of One World, November 395 Alpha November, AA 1:400 scale. Taking a look at the sides of the boxes, looks really good. I like the various colors. Seems like the manufacturer's really been taking that on their boxes lately, so that's cool. Very similar concept to the non-winglet. You can see kind of the sky, the differential here, so it's really cool. This one has kind of some sun in it though, so I really like that for this particular aircraft on the front. So again, very eager to see what this aircraft's going to be all about. It should look awesome, and this is going to be awesome to pair up with the 777 and 757, and it certainly is living up to all the expectations. This is just truly a spectacular livery in general, but it just looks so cool in the 767. We don't see many pictures of it online. It was pretty sparse. Obviously, 75 and the 777 made it much longer, but to get this model in 400 is very cool. And the 1200 also looks awesome, so maybe we'll get that sometime, but this is very cool. Very excited to take a look at this. Let's go ahead and get into the details, everybody. Oh, how about this, guys? The registrations on the flap, I just now noticed that. That is really cool. So Phoenix just going above and beyond with the effort right there. Alrighty, everybody, here we go for the Phoenix models, 1:400 scale American Airlines Boeing 767-300ER with the One World livery. Gorgeous looking airplane. They did a stupendous job on this effort. This 767 lineup is going to be going crazy now that we have these two to add to it. And I'm really eager to see what this aircraft is all about. So without any further delay, let's go ahead and get into the details, everybody. Alrighty, everybody, let's go ahead and get started. Starting right here, we have the nose cone right here and the wardrobe malfunction with the cockpit windows, and then you got the One World logo here, nose landing gear door, and then the L1. You can also really see how polished this aircraft is. It's not just the 7.6 previously, now you can see my full hand, so that's certainly pretty interesting right there. Got the L1 door along with this One World logo, the small one, before you get into what the real meaning of One World is for this particular livery. As you can see, the member of One World American Airlines titles right here. They look really good, and I think they did a really good job here. So it's just really cool to see the table, and obviously how really just the polish on this aircraft is crazy. But first class, of course, then you got Economy Plus before main cabin. The antenna even reflects, so that's just crazy. It makes you feel like it's broke, but it's not, just because of how the reflection is. So that's certainly very cool. Then, of course, you got the emergency exits right here that look really nice, and there's the pad right there along with the flaps, slats, and speed brakes. The American AA.com winglets are awesome. I'm going to have to consider getting the other one, the standard livery with the winglets, just because of the antennas and how great they look. These 767s have really exceeded my expectations, so definitely going to have to consider getting that aircraft here in the near future to pair them all up. So, and who can go wrong with more chrome 767s? So certainly very nice right there. Anyways, though, you can see the wing reflecting off it, so that's really cool. Along with the rest of the fuselage, you got 2 more antennas there, the baggage door, and then you got the back here with the L2 door registrations over 399, I believe, or it's 339, it's one or the other, Alpha November, so that's awesome to see right there. Maybe it's 335 or 395, it's somewhere around there, it's tough to see from here. Anyways, though, the A8 tail, again, the placement looks really good, horizontal stabilized APU, US flag. She's a beauty to say the least, guys. Right side of the aircraft is very good too. You can see the various details on there. The antenna, once again, kind of looks like it's falling off, but it's really not, I promise. The rest of the aircraft looks awesome. Also, get the inside that winglet right there since we're here. Way too good an opportunity not to. That's gorgeous. The baggage doors, all of it look amazing. Top of the aircraft looks really good, so that's certainly very exciting to see right there. And you got the metallic, and then you also got the speed brakes, all that great details. So that's awesome to see. And then the bottom, you got the sandhole, the antenna, the main landing gear, more metallic on the bottom. So quite an effort here by Phoenix. This antenna, that's excellent. That's S tier detail. There's an antenna right here. Usually most companies do not get that. I'm going to be very interested to see if NG can get that in the future. So great job here by Phoenix for representing that. That usually gets past most manufacturers, even in 200 scale. So the fact that Phoenix got it in 400 is awesome. Great model. This is awesome. Very glad to have it. Really, really cool one. And certainly very eager to see where we'll go with those in the future. Alrighty, guys, so here we go for the final block. We have 2 very exciting models in here. I'll kind of explain why they come from a new place that I've ordered from for the first time. Authorized retailer of NG models, Spruce Brothers Models LLC. So they mainly scale kit models, but they had some NGs on there. So when I was going to look for the 2 in here, I couldn't find them anywhere. I literally tried. There was a couple where the JetBlue was found. I'll only say that since I mentioned it once already. But the other one was a wild goose chase. It was certainly the best-selling model of 2023 from what I've seen, because it took forever to try to find it. It's not surprising. It's just, you know, you didn't really expect it till it happened, right? So anyways, though, this company seems really cool. Check out their website. Again, mainly kit models, but they do have some NGs. If you're looking for aircraft that have sold really well from retailers that might still be available, this might be the best place to get it for you. Anyways, though, with these 2, I'm very excited for both of them, as they'll be great additions to the collection. What may not be quite as good of a collection is how tight this box is, but luckily we're getting there. No discount codes and the shipping was a little high, so that was a little bit of a downside, but at the end of the day, what can you do? But here they are, guys. Let me move it over so we don't get the packing peanuts in the way. So let's go ahead and start with the one that was a little bit easier to find, and that was for other places, but I wanted to order them together, obviously. The JetBlue Airbus A321 with sharklets. And the new livery, of course, I love it. Got to see it Los Angeles. Really cool scheme. Hope to get a better picture of it soon. So very glad to have that one. And again, it was available at a couple of places, but I wanted to order these 2 together. I think I didn't decide until Cyber Monday that I was getting both of these at this point in time, but I realized how well they were selling. I was like, oh crap, I got to get them. So that was the logic on that. And the one that was a wild goose chase, the only authorized retail I could find it from, it was either them or eBay. The Southwest Airlines Boeing 737 MAX 8. Very excited to have it. It looks really good. I'm eager to see the blue on it. It might be a little dark, but I'm eager to see how they did on it in general. So let's go ahead and take a look. We will start with the Southwest, and then we'll finish up with the JetBlue. So let's go ahead and get started. Alrighty, everybody, here we go for the itchy models. 1-400 scale Southwest Airlines Boeing 737 MAX 8, of course, in the standard livery. So what a cool box to start off right here. I just really like it. It's nice and simple. So of course, you got all the Southwest colors waving up to the heart behind it. It looks really cool. Now, why they're not in, okay, I see how they did. So the blue's up here, that starts here. Then they get the yellow, red, and blue. I thought they would have more of these over here, and then just maybe a little slither of blue, kind of, you know, like backwards. So it still looks really good, though. I'm very happy to see it. But the heart's really cool. So this is an awesome box now that I figured out what they're trying to go for. The reg is 8859 Quebec. There's the sticker that they had on the box. So I like leaving those on there. Just, you know, you don't get them on every single aircraft, so I thought it was cool. When you do have it, you might as well still see it. So again, really great. Glad that I was able to snag it before it's going to be one of the rare models at this point. So glad to see that they did it. Let's go ahead and take a look. So yeah, certainly a very dark navy. So NG kind of busted on this one. This is a little much as of to the color that it should be. It doesn't particularly look horrible, but it certainly takes a little bit of value considering how great the mold is, just for the color to be a little much. So not sure who got the reference photo there. A little tough, but nevertheless still looks pretty good. So let's go ahead and take a look. Alrighty, everybody, and here we have the NG models, 1-400 scale Southwest Airlines Boeing 737 MAX 8 in the standard livery. Very excited to have this aircraft. Ultimately, outside of a little bit dark color, they did a pretty good job. Maybe it'll grow on me, I'm not sure, but nevertheless, looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and see what this aircraft is all about. Alrighty guys, let's go ahead and take a look at this. So as you can see right here, we have the cockpit windows, some pitot tubes in the nose cone. Looks really great. They just kill this mold. It's so great. Nose landing gear door, and then you got the registration 8859, the numbers right here. Here's the L1 door. You got the lever, the window, and all the various pieces. Then you got the Southwest Heart. Here's the Southwest Airlines billboard titles that look really nice. Then you got the various panels and antenna down there, and that all looks really good. Then of course you got the top antenna. You get navy. It's a little too dark. The 800s they've done previously, I think those have been pretty much rock on. Again, there's not really a major problem with it. It's just not perfect. It's not like American A320 2020 bad from GeminiJets, but it's also not, you know, what NG's done previously. So again, just a little much there, but again, what can you do? It happens. Anyways, though, we got the CFMs that look really nice, the LEB engines. Let's go ahead and take a look at the fan blades while we can. That's very nice, and the pylon piece also is very cool. Then you got the emergency exits here with the flap slats and speed brakes. Here's the winglet that also looks really nice. The main landing gear, which is awesome too. The antennas right there, so that's very nice to see. Wi-Fi box and the last antenna there. You got the registration November 8859 Quebec, and then you got the L2 door there as well, the US flag, and then you got the yellow, red, and another shade of navy before the EPU and the obviously the horizontal stabilizers. Right side the aircraft also looks very good. Nose cone looks good. The various pieces on here as well. Nice and proportional. The Max has grown on me so much, and you also got the baggage doors, which are pretty much impossible to see due to the color of the aircraft. But again, what can you do? Also keep in mind that the light's going down, so the aircraft by default is going to look darker, so it's probably not, you know, quite what we're making it out to be, but, you know, this is a fair sample, so, I mean, I can just raise it up and you can see really how dark it is, but, you know, it happens. Top of the aircraft also looks pretty good, so very nice right there. And you also got the Max detail on the wing, which is awesome. Bottom looks really good. Love that heart down there. That looks really great, along with the various other details. So it's not like it's bad, guys. It's still a solid model that did a good job, especially if you get past the color. I'm sure I will. I just wanted to make it clear that that was there for anybody that was curious. So ultimately, though, still a great model, and I'd highly recommend for anybody that is interested by it. The grand finale today, everybody, is going to be this NG models 1:400 scale, Delta Airlines, Airbus, JetBlue Airlines, JetBlue Airways, Airbus A321-200, and it's the defining moment. New livery aircraft. So JetBlue, of course, debuting their new livery earlier in 2023. I personally really like it. I think it'll be a statement for the airline going into their future, obviously with all these international destinations that they have now and all the other various pieces that makes JetBlue what they are today. So let's go ahead and take a look. So of course the box is really cool. So you have the new tail fin design that they have shown here on the box. So it's like all these panels, so kind of similar to high rise, but now we have kind of these different square pieces. They're not squares, you know, kind of like maybe kind of like a leaf shape, if that's what you want to call it. I'm not sure exactly how you want to define it, but nevertheless, they still look pretty good. So that's opposite to see. Airbus A321-200 Navy. Here's the CGI of the aircraft. JetBlue registration is November 982 Juliet Bravo, a defining moment. So that's really cool to see. There's a sticker they have on it, and taking a look at the sides, it all looks really nice right there. So that's awesome. Back of the box also looks really good. So really eager to see how this aircraft looks. Again, I'm very pleased to see JetBlue with their new sharp livery. So let's see how it looks. And the collector card has to come out too. And there she is. What a gorgeous looking aircraft here for the JetBlue Airways Airbus A321-200, and what a way to finish out this unboxing. This is absolutely stunning. Alrighty everybody, and here we go for the JetBlue Airways Airbus A321 in the new livery. What a gorgeous aircraft this is. This is really awesome, and what a defining moment to finish out today's video. I'm sorry, I had to do it. So anyways, very excited for this aircraft. Let's go ahead and see what really defines this moment. Alrighty guys, let's go ahead and take a look. So right here we have the cockpit windows, and then you get the nose cone right here. Here's this panel, and then you got a defining moment right here. Here's the antenna, the L1 door, along with the nose landing gear that's slanted slightly up. Here's the JetBlue billboard titles along with the L2 door, so that's really nice to see right there. Then you got the first class area where you'd have here on the A321. Then of course you get into the etched legroom area before you get into the main cabin. I think the blue looks really good. I think even the Southwest blue is darker than this. Let's go ahead and take a look. Yeah, they're pretty much right next to each other, so maybe that's why NG kind of botched this. Maybe they went off of the JetBlue blue for the Southwest. They're pretty much the same, very similar. Southwest might be just slightly lighter, but they're very, very similar. So anyway, looking very good. I got the L2 door and then the IAEs. It looks so good on this. So I'm really excited to see Neos take this on and their other aircraft types and really see how those affect those aircraft. So that's going to be very exciting. The main landing gear looked really good. 3021, the wings have always been super detailed. No change here for the flap slats and speed brakes on this particular offering. Then you have the really light blue here on the Shotcut, which I think is a really nice change up, so you get it on both sides. So that's awesome to see. The main cab, once again, looks very good here for the L3 door. Then you get into the Wi-Fi box, 3 more antennas, and then the pattern starts. You go yellow, light blue, navy, light blue, cream or white, whatever you want to call it, light blue, and then all the way throughout. So it's really cool. November 982 Juliet Bravo. And then, of course, you got the L4 door. Along with the various panel designs. It's really cool. I'm not sure if they're trying to replicate a particular subject or what the reasoning of the livery is, but it certainly looks cool. You also get the aileron pieces and all the rest of that, the rudder, all the indentations. The horizontal stabilized APU looks really good. And again, I was really surprising most airlines stick to Euro white in 2024 pretty much at this point. So of course you got Southwest, which is blue, JetBlue's back to being all blue, Spirit's still all blue, and then the rest of them, it seems like Delta, American, United are all Euro white. So obviously more affordable, but it's really cool when airlines do choose to go out of their way to have some color on their liveries. Speaking of which, here's the blue right here. It looks amazing. I'm going to get used to this really quick. Very excited to see more of these in real life. They're truly awesome. So what a gorgeous plane. It looks absolutely awesome. Top of the aircraft looks really good. You can see the various panels and the other designs. So that's truly awesome in reference to the design. I didn't even know it had the JetBlue underbelly on this. Sorry guys, my camera died and I wanted to, thought I'd finish it off here on my phone so I didn't have to move batteries. But anyways, this is really awesome. What a gorgeous design. This looks really, really good in reference to the design, and what an effort. So beautiful plane right here. Absolutely recommend it, even though my camera literally just turned back on. So that's absolutely hilarious. Although this is awesome. So let's get them all lined up, see what we really have going here, and see how today went with regards to this massive unboxing number 41. Alrighty everybody, yet another episode of Hashtag Effort right here. What an assortment of aircraft. Let's go ahead and just take a look at them, everybody. Starting right here with the JetBlue Airbus A320 for Attitude models. Really great effort here on high rise. What a gorgeous plane. So glad to have it in the fleet, and that will be quite a pivotal asset for many years to come. And of course the mismatch, I'm still gonna have to look in to see what happened there, but that's certainly a very exciting aircraft as well. The JetBlue Airbus A321 might be my favorite. This is truly, honestly, a great plane, and it looks absolutely amazing. So love the new livery for them, and they're certainly kicking it, to say the least. And we got the Southwest Airlines 737 MAX 8. Also looks really good. Love the mold on it. So that's certainly a very nice aircraft to have right there. New Mexico 1 turned out really good. Very pleased with New Mexico 1's efforts, and as we continue to push towards getting all the state liveries. So certainly very close to that goal. So let's continue pushing in 2024. Delta A320, same song, second verse with regards to, we're going to have to figure out what happened here, but nevertheless, we sure will. So that will not be a problem. The Spirit Airbus A320 looks really good. Love Spirit and what they're doing. So certainly no complaints with this particular aircraft. We also have the United 737-300 here, the last ever 737-300 for them by C models or Panda models or whoever it is. Looks really good. Very glad to have it. They did a really good job. The Chrome 767-300 here for American, they did a really good job on this aircraft, Phoenix that is, so very glad to have it, and very happy with my decision right there. One World's also a beautiful aircraft, very glad to have it, very nostalgic, and certainly will have quite a pivotal role here to say the least. And then we got the major wide bodies here with the Azul 350-900, very excited to have that one, even though it's another Azul, but I think it's still going to serve its purpose very well. And normal livery does look very good for them. And then the free model from the Cyber Monday Black Friday deal, or Cyber Monday sale from DG Pilot, excuse me, is the Polar Boeing 747-400 freighter. What a cool model. Very glad to have it. It'll be quite a pivotal asset at Dallas and many other places. So that turned out just perfect. So with all that being said, I really hope all of you enjoyed this massive unboxing. Thank you all so much for watching. Looking forward to the next one. I hope all of you are as well. And we'll have quite an assortment of models to take a look at in that video. But nevertheless, that'll do it for today's video, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching. I want to thank each and every one of you for watching. My name is Redriveraviation. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Trust the process. Do you love and love you do. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon as Redriveraviation is signing off.